Tensions are boiling over at Ibrox, and the atmosphere is far from the passionate support Rangers are used to. Right now, it's frustration, disbelief, and a growing sense that something fundamental is broken inside the club. The supporters aren't just murmuring their discontent anymore. They're shouting it loud and clear. Banners, chants, and public statements are making it known that the Rangers faithful have had enough. They're not just upset with what's happening on the pitch. It's deeper than that. There's a full-blown crisis of confidence in the boardroom, in the dugout, and in the direction the club is heading. This isn't just about a slow start to the season. This is about trust. Or, more accurately, the complete breakdown of it. After another limp performance, this time a 2-0 defeat at home to Hearts, the reality couldn't be clearer. Rangers are 9 points adrift in the Premiership and sitting embarrassingly low on the table. Draws against sides like Motherwell, Dundee, St. Mirren, and the old firm stalemate with Celtic have already tested the patience of fans, but now the patience is gone. And it's not just the fans in the stands. Influential supporter groups are making their voices heard in a way that leaves no room for interpretation. The Union Bears, a key voice among the Rangers' support, have dropped a statement that reads more like a declaration of war than a simple protest. They've called for the immediate dismissal of both manager Russell Martin and CEO Patrick Stewart. And they didn't mince words. From their point of view, Martin's leadership has already proven to be an outright failure. They claim his tenure has been nothing short of a disgrace to what Rangers stands for, a club built on tradition, pride, and high expectations. To the fans, Martin hasn't just fallen short, he's fallen flat. They're not just asking questions anymore. They're demanding answers, and more than that, demanding action. And then there's Patrick Stewart. The Union Bears didn't hold back there either. In their view, he's not just part of the problem. He's the architect. He's the man who brought in Martin in the first place. And now that it's all falling apart, they believe he's refusing to accept responsibility. According to the fans, his continued presence in the boardroom is now untenable. Their message is clear. Stewart made the call, he backed the wrong man, and now the club is paying the price. With the team already out of the Champions League after a humbling defeat to Club Brugge in the playoffs, the stakes couldn't be higher. A club of Rangers' stature being humiliated on the European stage is bad enough. But doing so while also floundering domestically? That's a recipe for unrest, and that's exactly what we're seeing. The new ownership, led by Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Maratha, is now under intense scrutiny. The fans are watching, waiting, and warning. If change doesn't come from the top, the supporters say they'll take matters into their own hands with planned protest action beginning with the next match day. What's more worrying for the board is that this isn't just noise, it's organization. The Union Bears aren't just venting frustration. They're mobilizing. This is a fan base that's been pushed to the edge, and when that happens at a club the size of Rangers, it's only a matter of time before something gives. The calls for change aren't whispers anymore. They're thunderous. Meanwhile, in the middle of all this, the situation surrounding Nico Raskin adds another layer to the drama. Just a few months ago, Raskin was being celebrated as one of the club's standout performers. He was named Rangers Player of the Season and even marked a milestone with his first goal for the Belgian national team. His energy, his aggression, and his forward-thinking play had made him a key figure in the midfield. But fast forward to now, and he's been dropped from the squad entirely for the last 2 matches, one against Celtic, the other against Hearts. Martin's explanation? That Raskin needs to earn back the trust of the squad. It's a vague answer that's done little to ease the confusion, and even less to calm the speculation. From the outside looking in, it's hard to understand how such a crucial player could suddenly fall so far out of favor. It's even harder when you consider that he's still only 24 and just entering his prime. To make things even more interesting, Raskin's close friend from Belgium, Wid Sheriff, has spoken publicly about the midfielder's situation, and he didn't hold back. According to Sheriff, there's already plenty of transfer interest in Raskin, and if he decides to walk away from Ibrox, he won't be short on offers. His words felt like a soft goodbye, suggesting that the writing might already be on the wall. Sheriff described football as a strange environment, where often it's not the best players who succeed, but those with the right circumstances. And in his view, Raskin is being unfairly frozen out despite his quality. His comments have only added fuel to the fire and raised more questions about what exactly is going on behind the scenes. Is this a clash of personalities? A tactical issue? Or is there something deeper happening that the public doesn't know about? What's certain is this: Rangers cannot afford to lose talent like Raskin, not when the squad is already struggling to impose itself. And yet, here we are, watching one of the most dynamic midfielders at the club training on the fringes while the team sinks lower in the league table. It's a situation that typifies the chaos currently engulfing Ibrox. Miscommunication, mismanagement, and missed opportunities. They're all combining to paint a picture of a club drifting without direction. And in the background of all this, we've got Russell Martin trying to keep his head above water. The pressure on the manager is immense, and from the outside, it's hard to see how he turns this around. The chants of "Martin get to F" ringing out from the stands during the weekend defeat say it all. The fans don't believe in him. They never really did. And now, with each passing game, more are joining the chorus. Yet, despite everything, there are still voices calling for patience. Former Crystal Palace owner Simon Jordan, for instance, has urged the Rangers fanbase to take a step back and give Martin more time. He believes the board wouldn't have hired him unless they saw something special, and he thinks it's too early to judge a manager after just 5 games. According to Jordan, fans shouldn't be the ones making managerial decisions. That responsibility lies with the people who understand the long-term vision. It's a fair point, but one that might be hard to swallow for Rangers fans staring down the barrel of a potential relegation battle if things don't improve quickly. After all, this isn't just about results. It's about identity. It's about pride. It's about being Rangers. And right now, the supporters feel like their club is unrecognizable. Amid all the noise, what stands out the most is just how quickly the mood around Ibrox has soured. Just a few months ago, there was cautious optimism. A new manager, a new ownership structure, and the hope that a fresh start could finally push Rangers back to consistent success. But that honeymoon period is long gone, replaced by finger-pointing, protests, and the undeniable feeling that the club is on the verge of another self-inflicted collapse. The supporters are not just upset at the defeats, they're furious at the direction, or rather, the lack of it. Russell Martin finds himself in a position that no manager ever wants to be in, isolated, distrusted, and rapidly running out of allies. It's not just the results that have turned fans against him. It's the performances. They're flat, disjointed, and lacking the kind of fight that Rangers fans expect as a bare minimum. Losing is one thing, but playing without purpose, without aggression, without even the pride that this badge demands, that's something else entirely. And that's exactly what the supporters are seeing week in, week out. Every manager comes in with promises, style of play, development, long-term plans. But at Rangers, where expectations are sky high and the pressure never lifts, there's no such thing as a transition period. You either win or you're out. Martin knew that when he took the job, but it's clear now that he's struggling to live up to even the basic demands of the role. The question isn't just whether he'll turn it around. It's whether he'll even be given the time to try. And based on the atmosphere in the stadium and online, that window might already be shut. The fact that protests are already being planned, with the Union Bears leading the charge, shows just how fed up the fans are. These aren't isolated complaints or emotional reactions to one bad game. This is a sustained movement, with fans from all over uniting behind one message. This is not good enough, and something needs to change immediately. The Union Bears, in particular, are not known for throwing their weight around without cause. When they speak, people listen, and what they've said now leaves no room for debate. They're not just asking for a managerial change. They're demanding a clean sweep at the top. That includes Patrick Stewart, the man they say is directly responsible for this current mess. To them, his decision to appoint Russell Martin, a relatively inexperienced manager with no history of winning major honors, was always a gamble. And now, with the team in freefall, that gamble looks like a catastrophic error. What makes it worse is the perception that Stewart hasn't accepted accountability. Instead, he's been quick to point the finger back at the fans, criticizing their reaction while avoiding responsibility for his own choices. At a club like Rangers, where the support forms the backbone of everything, that kind of approach is a dangerous game. The fans don't just pay their money, they live and breathe this club. They are the lifeblood of Ibrox. And when they feel ignored or disrespected, the backlash is always severe. The current owners are learning that in real time. Andrew Kavanagh and Parag Marathe, now find themselves at a critical crossroads. They can back their man and hope things settle, or they can act quickly, clean house, and try to salvage the season before it slips away entirely. Make no mistake, the pressure on them is now enormous. Because this isn't just about short-term results. It's about whether they truly understand what Rangers is, what it represents, and what the expectations are. Every day they delay, the anger builds. Every match that ends in frustration just adds more fuel to the fire. And the warning from the Union Bears was crystal clear. If action isn't taken, protests will escalate. The message is loud and simple. Either fix this now, or face the consequences. On the pitch, there are just as many questions as there are off it. The team looks lost. The chemistry is non-existent. Players who shined last season now look like shadows of themselves. There's no identity, no rhythm, and no indication that the squad is responding to Martin's ideas. If anything, it looks like they've checked out. And when that happens, there's usually no way back. The dressing room might not be fully lost, but the signs aren't good. A club in crisis needs leadership, from the touchline and from the boardroom. Right now, Rangers have neither. And the fixture list doesn't offer any mercy. With Livingston on the horizon, the prospect of another defeat feels all too real. On paper, Rangers should be sweeping aside that kind of opposition. But paper means nothing when confidence is gone and the squad is in turmoil. If they lose again, and it's a big if at this point, then the situation becomes almost untenable. The fans will turn up, as they always do. But if they're met with another lifeless display, the atmosphere could turn toxic in a heartbeat. And it's not just Martin who's under pressure. Certain players are also facing major scrutiny. There's a belief among the support that some of the squad have been coasting, hiding behind excuses, and failing to show the heart required to wear the jersey. That kind of attitude is unacceptable at any club, but at Rangers, it's unforgivable. This is a club built on hard work, pride, and relentless ambition. When the players don't reflect that, the backlash is always fierce. That brings us back to Raskin. His absence is more than just a selection issue. It's symbolic. He was a player that fans rallied behind, someone who gave his all on the pitch, someone who seemed to get what it meant to represent this club. For him to be cast aside without clear explanation has left supporters baffled. If there's been a falling out or a disciplinary issue, it needs to be addressed honestly. If not, then it's another sign that internal management is failing. And let's be honest, if Raskin decides to walk away, it'll be another blow to a club that's already bleeding. Because wherever he ends up, you can guarantee he'll be a success. He's too talented, too driven, and too young to fade into obscurity. Rangers should be building around players like him, not pushing them out. If he goes, the fans won't just question the manager, they'll question the whole structure. There's also a wider concern that Rangers are falling behind not just in the title race, but in the long-term project. Celtic are pulling away, Hearts are on the rise, and even clubs like Aberdeen and Hibs are showing more cohesion and hunger. If Rangers continue on this path, the fear isn't just that they won't win the league, it's that they'll stop being relevant. That's the nightmare scenario, and the board knows it. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers have begun to circle round Ibrox after the abrupt farewell of Cyriel Dessers, the Nigerian striker whose time with Rangers was marked by flashes of promise, but also by a storm of criticism. His departure might have passed quietly, another footnote in the constant churn of Glasgow football, but the forward has left behind words sharp enough to echo through the corridors of the club for weeks to come. In a parting statement, Dessers is said to have questioned the culture inside the squad, hinting that not every player carried the same hunger that the supporters demand. For a club where effort is worshipped nearly as much as silverware, such remarks land heavy. Some close to the striker suggest he felt scapegoated during difficult spells, with his missed chances magnified while others escaped the spotlight. Others whisper he never fully settled in Scotland, the weight of expectation at Ibrox crushing rather than inspiring him. What is certain is that his choice to speak out, even as he closed the door behind him, has sent shockwaves through a support already divided on his legacy. Fans now debate whether his comments reveal hidden fractures inside the dressing room, or whether they are simply the frustrated words of a player who struggled to match his reputation. Rangers, for their part, have remained tight-lipped, a silence that only fuels the gossip drifting through pubs and terraces from Govan to Gorgie. In a city where every murmur grows legs, this latest episode risks becoming more than just a farewell quote. It could be a glimpse of tension beneath the surface of a side chasing Celtic in the eternal race. Whatever the truth, Dessers has ensured his name will not slip quietly into the archive. By speaking out, he is guaranteed that his spell in Glasgow will be remembered not only for the goals he scored, but for the controversy he sparked as he walked away. In the swirling rumor mill of Scottish football, his words may prove as lasting as any strike at Ibrox. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.